Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to 15 Good Minutes. Welcome to the show. We were just kind of kicking around, some of the plans that we're making for our live taping coming up later in the year. We'll have to tell you more about that. JR, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Just living, trying to make it through the heat. Glad for the rain. We needed it. I'm feeling good, though, man.
Good deal, man. Good to see you. Freddie, what's up, buddy?
The temperature is up.
Temperature stays up in Texas, though, doesn't it? I mean, really?
Oh, no, man. It's 6:53 and it's 1:05 here in Dallas.
I bet you it's similar in Vegas or Arizona.
I don't give a damn about Vegas, Arizona.
No, do you?
It's hot here.
It's all about me.
Do your best to stay cool, man. We got a couple things that happened recently in sports. We're just going to throw them out there and kick it, see what the fellas think. I thought it was an interesting past few days in sports. Did either of you watch any part of Wimbledon?
I did.
No, I didn't.
I thought that Carlos Alcaraz, I thought he did a hell of a job going against, Joker. I didn't watch every match there, but it's a 2-week tournament, right? So for the entirety of the fortnight, every time Joker beat somebody, he's kind of smug, I thought, in his interviews, and and he just knew he was going to get this record, tying Margaret Court, blah blah blah. And the young fella came in the other day, and I thought it wasn't just that he won, but I mean, beat him like he was playing me. You understand? Had that cat running around doing drop shots over his head. Did you watch the final, Freddie? Did you see any of that match?
I saw a little bit of it, yeah. But it didn't shock me because he was ranked number one.
He's number one, but that's the problem that I had when Joker was doing these interviews. He was talking like, I know I'm going to face one some days down the road, but I'm the greatest that ever played. And all that. I'm like, dude, he's won for a reason. So you thought he played like a one, right?
I definitely did. I watched him against Djokovic. For some reason, I keep getting him confused with Jokic.
Yeah, me too. And they do text each other when they're playing. The two Jokers. They did it during the NBA Finals too.
I have to, make sure I call it right. But I watched that match, and then I didn't watch Djokovic's match before in the semifinals, but I watched what is it, Alcatraz or whatever his name is?
Alcaraz, Carlos.
I watched his semifinals match. The dude is nice. He's nice.
I've seen him before. He won the U.S. Open here in Flushing last year, and he went through an injury period. Did not win the French, which I think was before Wimbledon, but played exceptionally well. And just here's the thing, man, he wasn't intimidated. You understand? When he's watched him, he wasn't, he just wasn't going for all the stuff. And I didn't think he ever lost his focus. I mean, he went 5 sets because Joker's good.
Right.
But the way the kid won the 5th set, I was proud of him, and it was good to see that. You know what I mean? I will say this, as I'm not really a Joker fan, his post-game comments showed a high degree of sportsmanship. He took his time. He said all the right things about Carlos, you know what I mean? And saying how good he is. He didn't have one of those attitudes like some people do when they don't want to talk and they seem upset and things like that. So I do give him credit for that. Other thing that happened this past week, GR, last couple of weeks or so, NBA Summer League was out in Vegas, right? The other day they had the Summer League Championship, using that term loosely, between Cleveland and Houston, and they get a ring. So here's a question for you, man: Is the Summer League Championship, does that mean anything to you?
No.
Why not?
No. It means that one of these guys get hurt that actually has a chance. They blow their chance. That's what it means to me. You know what I'm saying?
Not the league. I mean the championship game. No, that part I agree with, because everybody who has somebody stopped them from playing after 1 or 2 games. Yes. That was early on.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at a game like, Cleveland and Houston, and they call it a championship and they give them a ring, what's the significance of that? What if any, and I might be looking more into it than I need to, messages being sent?
I just think it means that you played a not an official league, but you played some sort of league and you won the championship. But I don't know that. I mean, that actually in the, what is it now? About $3.50? Get you a cup of coffee. You know, you're not gonna go in there and say, "Look what I got." You know, it's not like
I don't know, and this maybe just me, and I think I follow the league. I have no idea who won it last year.
Yeah,
right.
Yep.
Freddie, did you watch any summer league?
I did.
And if so, what were your thoughts on it? And I'll ask you the same question. Your thoughts on the championship game and the ring ceremony.
I thought the NBA did a phenomenal job of capturing this moment in time, period. You know, transition from the NBA finals. The playoffs, NBA playoffs was great. NBA playoffs, finals, transition to the NBA draft, into the summer league. I thought they did a phenomenal job of marketing it because they're about to go into this 3.5 month black hole.
I like watching when the second year guy who was actually on the team last year comes back and plays because he realizes the significance of it. And there were a lot of second year folks out there, you know, playing really well and playing hard. And I think that sends a message to the kid from college who's that second round draft pick who think, "Oh, you got a shot." You see how hard he working to, you know, just to have a conversation about a two-way, you know, it makes you step your game up. What I don't like about it, and it's not their fault, there's just no chemistry. It's like, you know, I'm going to throw you and me and you into him and we're just going to go. And it's a hard thing, JR, if you in your mind have a number that you got to score because you thinking about your future and securing your bag, as opposed to like if you knew you were on the team, you might run some screen and roll and be willing to pass the ball, right? I mean, I think you're putting a lot of young people into a pretty tricky situation. Most of them aren't going to play in the league, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was watching this American Century Championship Celebrity Tournament, and it was golf, and Steph
won, yeah. Boy, it was
tough. Steph, yeah, I mean, you know, the hole in one, and I just found out today. I didn't realize it. If you guys haven't seen the clip, watch what happens after he hits the hole in one, and he doesn't remember any of that. And so what they said today was he blacked out. But what he did was, and once he realized it, he threw his hat off and he sprinted from the tee box to the flag.
Wow.
With his hands out like an airplane. And none of that resonated with him. And he had some type of euphoric blackout. And then Freddie, he ends up sinking this long ass putt to win it all. You know, I mean, these aren't lucky shots, yo.
Nope.
He's good. Did any of y'all see any of that? Any of this?
Yeah, I watched some of it.
I like to watch those kind of celebrity things to see who's got game. Some of them surprise you. I remember years ago in an NBA All-Star game, that celebrity game, I saw Snoop Dogg dunk. I'm thinking he gonna pass out on the court anyway, right? He can't have no oxygen in them lungs. Ain't nothing in there but weed. He went all the way down the court, boom, had the shades on. I mean, flushed it. You know? Yeah, he was on the bench after that. But the point is, you know, I didn't know he had that skill set. So that was pretty cool. Leads me to my next question, JR, which is the last one I'm going to ask, is that I noticed with certain things, like, okay, I watch golf like this week, the Open is starting overseas. So I watch that. But the type of golf we're talking about with celebrities and stuff, I kind of have it on, but I'm not in it like I would be. So I find myself that I'm here and I spend a lot of time on the computer, and this is not for work. And 3 hours ago passed. And I'm like, wow. So it got me thinking, I'm going to ask you because I really don't know. In a like situation, right? Yeah, you're on a computer doing something, I don't know, that's consecutive 2-3 hours. What's consuming your time when you're in that environment? And it can be a tablet or a laptop too, but I mean, anything except, I'm not talking about the time we spend on this.
Yeah.
When you sit down in front of a screen and you're not watching movies or, you know, I was listening to the golf. What are you doing in that environment?
Okay. A lot of times I get on the computer at home. The most things I do is listen to music because with YouTube, I know y'all have different platforms y'all can go to get your music. I like YouTube myself. I listen to music, and I'm a nostalgic type person. I'll put in years, like I'll say New York City 1968 or New York City 1970. Your city will come up with things that were happening during that time. And I'll be looking, I'll be seeing if I see places that I've been and stuff like that, and see how it's changed today. I do a lot of DIY stuff, just because I was learning how to fix a lot of stuff, correctly by watching DIY channels, and of course, I watch martial arts channels, especially since I left, since I was able to have to lay off. I still try to do a little bit, but that just DIY and music, because some of the music has video. We don't hear. I'm sorry to say, our music is what they call oldies now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not you, Freddie. I'm talking about for me. But that's where I can go and listen. Sometimes see some blurry videos of things that were happening, and I'm not living in the past, but I like what we had in the past as far as music is concerned.
Freddie, you're in front of a screen. I'm guessing it's that $5,000 iPad or whatever that pro thing is that you bought. What are you doing that will consume your time when you're on such a platform?
Honestly, my iPad, I don't really use it as much, to be honest with you. It's I think the next segment that outside of this podcast that's gonna occupy the most of my time is our fantasy football drafts, because I work from home. I don't like to sit in front of a laptop or an iPad. I try not to. Now,
sure,
if I decide not to go to church or one Sunday or whatever, if I don't watch it on YouTube on my television, I may grab my iPad or whatever, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. It's just, I try to stay moving. I try to stay active, break up the monotony, if you will.
I do watch Rusty Brown Photography. I watch
you got to watch. You got
little things. I steal little tips.
You got to watch the things. I mean, I'm on it a lot though, JR. To your point, I mean, I produce a couple of things like this one. That one that you mentioned is one that I'm really passionate about because it involves what I like to do. But I find there's times when I'm in here, I just lose hours. For the most part, is watching YouTube and watching like-minded people who do things that at a level that I'm just impressed with. More times than not, it's either video production, movie production, photography, things of that nature. I like to get in front of a screen and just see, how creative I can be. I'm more surprised now, though, JR, that I lose track of how much time that I'm there. I don't know. I'll sit down at 6 and look up and it'll be like midnight.
You get lost in it, man.
I do. JR, you got something to say today, buddy?
No, I don't have anything to say. I just wanted to let you know that not being able to use one of these, it's called old age. Eyes are starting to go there, buddy.
Let me tell you something before I go to Freddie. We could have a whole show about screen time, and I'm gonna tell you one day what his screen time is on that phone. What mine is totally different. We'll have to
get him a flip phone. He don't need it.
Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. I can deal with the flip phone. Freddie, what's up, man? You got something to say today?
Nah, I don't have anything to say today.
Sweet. I got something to say. When watching a show like say Sports Center, I get frustrated with useless stats. And I don't know, is it the entertainment part of the ESPN or that they do? In other words, now give an example of what I consider useless.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
Okay, check it out. Garrett Cole is pitching a good game against whoever. Game ends, Garrett has 7 strikeouts. No big deal. To me, a significant stat is if the 7th strikeout meant that he just went over 2,000, 3,000 strikeouts, love that. But when you say this is the 3rd person to get 7 strikeouts in the month of July on a game that started at 4:15, this is a dumbass stat. It makes no sense to me. They'll say, well, this is the first time since 2012 while wearing the uniform here when you had a guy on first base that it's almost like they're building it. We are inundated with media and stuff all day, every day. And again, to JR's point about what generation you come from, I just need the scores and the highlights.
Yeah.
And if it is a significant stat, I want that. But I want y'all to pay attention next time you watch Sports Center or a show like it. I don't want to single them out. How many useless or dumbass stats do you think they give you that they put up on the screen? And that's I got something to say. It just bothers me. You know what I mean? But this is what happens. Men of a certain age, things will bother you that you used to accept.
Get off my grass.
When you were ready, get off my lawn. You're damn right. So hope you guys are having a great week. Don't forget, we'll give you more information as it comes around. We are going to shoot a live show this fall. We're working out the particulars now. And as that information becomes available, stay tuned. Freddie will keep all you guys posted. Hope everybody's having a great week. Have an even better weekend. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Stay cool.